how to get more expert witness cases. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how you can get more cases for your expert witness business. And if you'd like this content, make sure that you hit that like button and the subscribe button. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for future videos, then put that down in the comment section below. Experts can generate cases from two main sources. It's passive business and active business. I'm going to start with looking at the passive business sources. And if you're interested in having a business with no ebbs and flows and where you are in control of the future of your business and the longevity of it, then make sure that you stay for the full duration of this video. The first area is the passive business sources, and that can be divided into these three main categories. The first one is agencies. So experts can rely on cases and business from agencies, which are companies and groups which specialize in connecting experts with attorneys and law firms. The second part is directories. Directories and listings are platforms where experts can list their services, upload their CVs, and list their specialty areas. And then those platforms are used by attorneys and law firms and also other parties to identify the right experts for the right case. The third category is brokers. Brokers rely on their vast network to connect experts with client demand. And there's also a fourth area, which is employment. So a lot of experts are employed and they will generate their business through their employer. And all of these areas are essentially passive, as in the expert is not in control of how and when they generate cases. It's entirely reliant on someone else's network. If you are generating business this way, then that's fantastic, but most experts aren't getting sufficient amount of cases or even any cases from these sources. It still is a very much relevant way of obtaining business, and I think it's something that all experts at least should explore. It's not difficult to get connected with these different opportunities. If you're interested in that, then you should have a look at one of our other videos which covers expert witness referrals. I'm going to link to that down in the description. Three important things to be aware of when you are approaching passive business is number one, fees, number two, ownership, and number three, process. The reason why I want to highlight these different points is because so many experts are unaware of the opportunities offered by pursuing active case generation, which we will cover next. They are completely focused on the passive case generation, even though it yields very little results for many. So let me quickly walk through these different areas. So when it comes to fees, agencies will typically charge even up to 50% of what you make on a case for connecting you with that opportunity. So the fees can be pretty substantial. The same thing applies to the brokers. Now, for the directories and listings, there will usually be a recurring fee for maintaining that listing. Now, that's obviously fine if the listing is generating work, but if it isn't, it's just a cost that you will have without the prospects of ever recuperating the investment that you put into maintaining that listing. So whether you're paying for performance or not here, you always want to make sure that it is relevant and valid for you to pursue that option. The second point is ownership. When you are reliant on passive case generation, it means that you are no longer in control of your business or the relationships that's needed for you to maintain growth and grow your business. Relationship sits with the brokers, the agencies, the directories, and the listings. That's something that's really important for you to be aware of. The third point is process. When you're involving referral parties in the process, and that sometimes translates into the process not being as effective as it would have been if you were solely in control. Now let's look at the three main benefits of active case generation. The first point is that you own the relationships. It gives you business longevity. But what does that mean in practice? Well, in practice, it means that you are in control of your business. There are many things that can change with passive case generation. If you're entirely reliant on agencies, brokers, directories, and listings, it means that there's no way for you to shield yourself from when the situation changes. And this does happen. A few examples of this could, for example, be that your existing referral parties retire, that those listings and agencies get saturated with people with similar profile to yours. And as a consequence, there's going to be more competition for the cases that are available. It could also be a question of these passive referral sources changing their commission structure so that you make less on the cases that you're generating. Or it could be a question of them facing more competition, so they are now able to refer less cases to you. Or even a question of them shutting down their business. Some of these things are much more common than you may think, which is why it's so important for you to have direct interaction with the attorneys and the law firms that are providing cases for you. Another benefit of having direct interaction with the attorneys and the law firms is that you will get paid more. If you're cutting out the referral parties, it means that you can make as much as up to 50% more on the cases that you're working on. And the third benefit is that you're now controlling the process. You are cutting out the middleman, which means that you're cutting out gatekeepers, you're cutting out bottlenecks, you're able to ensure a much higher degree of efficiency. One of the biggest challenges that experts face is ebbs and flows in their business, meaning that sometimes you're going to have cases, and if you're fortunate, you're going to have a lot of cases, but other times you're not going to have any cases at all or very few cases. And you're likely never going to be able to change this if your entire business strategy is reliant on what other people do. As in, if you're getting your cases only from agencies, directories, and brokers. The only way that you can control the flow of cases is if you're getting involved yourself and you're developing direct relationships with your referral parties. Now you may think, why would I take the time to develop direct relationships with attorneys and law firms when I could just sit back and wait for those referrals to come in from the passive referral sources? After all, you only pay for what you get from many of them. You pay for performance. That's all well and good if you're getting cases and if you're happy to pay up towards 50% for obtaining those cases. But if you're getting no cases, it means that you're getting no performance. So you're paying zero, but you get zero. So you always want to make sure that you combine the passive case generation sources with the active sources. To get active referrals, you usually will have to make an investment in terms of time, money, and energy, but it will be worth it in the end. So that takes us to this, the Contact Cultivation System. Let me tell you more. I've spent over 20 years doing this kind of work myself, and I've developed a system for generating business directly from attorneys, law firms, and other sources. And this system works. It works for any type of expert niche area. It works in any location. And how's that possible? Because it doesn't matter where you're based and what you do. Your active business sources, as in the referrals that you're getting directly from attorneys, will be driven by your visibility and your relationships. And visibility and relationships doesn't change with niche area and where you're based. And how will you know if this system works? Well, you should start with checking out our public footprint. We have loads of LinkedIn testimonials and video interviews with experts, and that's apart from all the articles, videos, and webinars that we're providing all for free. There is simply no system like this. Now, won't this take long to get cases from the active sources? It's actually very streamlined. Our contact cultivation system will show you exactly what you need to do to get more active case referrals. And it won't take you more than 15 to 30 minutes per day either. Now, if you want to spend more time than that, then that's obviously fine, but it is not necessary. So do you have more cases than you can handle today? If not, then click on the link in the description or in the comments section to schedule your free consultation call. And during this call, we'll provide you with free diagnostics and advice. And we will not waste your time and we will not waste our time. If we think that there's a fit, then we will tell you and hopefully we'll end up working together. If it isn't a fit, then that's absolutely fine. Then you will walk away from the call with some advice that you can implement immediately. So hopefully you found that video useful. I sure look forward to speaking with you. Make sure that you schedule your free consultation call by clicking the link below. Thanks very much for listening in.